what's going on, everybody? We are Living 757, the coolest show in town.
Yes,
right?
we are. And don't forget it.
And guess what we're doing? Check this out. We're taking a carriage ride.
Yes.
And we're in
beautiful
Williamsburg.
Colonial Williamsburg.
That's right. Do you have anything to say about this? She doesn't.
We are in full spirits. Ready to celebrate the holidays.
Look, both of them are in the holiday spirit, and I look like I'm going to the club after.
Yes, you're like the manager of the club.
I don't know what club
like
you go to. You look like you're going to church.
It's the old man's club. But we're gonna have so much fun on today's episode, and I you know what? Just stay tuned, okay?
What's on your shoe pussy?
Oh! What happened to my shoe?
No!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
Welcome guys and happy holidays! We are celebrating our Christmas show here at the beautiful Colonial Williamsburg.
That's right, ladies, and y'all remember a few years ago we celebrated the Christmas episode at Busch Gardens a few miles up the road. Now we're here to get a history lesson on what the holidays were during the 18th century.
Yes.
That's right. You guys know I grew up here in Hampton Roads, and I have so many memories as a child coming here to Colonial Williamsburg around the holidays. And I'm really, really excited to learn more today about all the programs they offer. We are here with Nathan Riles. He is the manager of guest experience and design here at Colonial Williamsburg. First of all, welcome to Living 757.
Thank you guys for having me.
And thank you for having us here. Can you tell us what makes Colonial Williamsburg so special during the holidays?
So Colonial Williamsburg is really a reconstructed community. And what is more important than community at the time of Christmas and the holiday season? It's when people return home, visit loved ones, celebrate the year. And really that's what we are looking and do here at Colonial Williamsburg during the holiday season is we really embrace that atmosphere and the beauty of the holiday season and really look at how the people of Williamsburg in the 18th century celebrated the holidays, but also celebrated one another and their humanity with each other.
I love that, and also Colonial Williamsburg is a beautiful place to come with family and friends. How do you combine the traditions from the past and today traditions? Like that mix that you do there, how do you do that?
Yes, and we do it extremely well here at Colonial Williamsburg. And we've really become known for, as you walk down the streets and see the greenery and the wreaths, we've become known for that. That's kind of become a brand of Colonial Williamsburg at the holiday season. And really that tradition stems from the period where Williamsburg was reconstructed in the 1930s and 40s, this idea of the colonial revival, harking back to the past, but making it blend with modern traditions and modern sentiments. And really, so a lot of the things you see on the streets would not have been seen in the 18th century, but they evoke the emotions and the ideas and the aesthetics of the 18th century with the dried fruit and flowers. And so that's really how we blend that. And if you go, if you come and visit with us during the holiday season, when you go inside of our buildings, you'll see tables set up for dinner and parties and balls. And that's really what the 18th century Christmas time, or Christmastide as they called it, was all about, was about celebrating one another in the communities. It was more about the entertainments than about the decorations.
Yes, and that's really true, because when we walk today early in the morning, we feel the historical part, the Colonial Williamsburg, and
And I think I really would have fit in back there.
Yeah, well, she loves to decorate, and I'm such a bah humbug, and all of that. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better with it. But I have to ask, like, you were talking about a blend of everything. So that's a blend of the employees that work here. That's a blend of the characters that the employees have to embody. So kind of give us a little bit of what visitors will just experience as a whole.
Yeah, so, Williamsburg, Colonial Williamsburg, we really focus on the people of the past and really bringing to life the stories of those who lived here. And so a lot of our programming focuses in on that at Christmas time. You can take a tour with a person of the past and explore what Christmas meant to them, what this season meant to them, both enslaved and working class and any member of the colonial society. And that's really what our employees and our interpreters do extremely well, is to explore the past, but also explore the past in a way that helps people today understand and to, as our mission says, that the future may learn from the past. It's not just exploring the past, but it's also exploring what the past has to teach us today about the humanity of people and about the importance of community and partnership and working together is really important.
And I tasted that today when we have one of the tours early. I feel that connection and just think about the past, just because our tour lady, she was amazing, explaining it all. And yes, I feel what you just said.
Definitely. You all have so many programs that happen throughout the year, and also some that just happen around the holidays. What is your favorite program that you all do during the holidays?
So probably my favorite program is the Christmas decoration walking tour, where you can an interpreter takes you down the streets and talks about the decorations that you see. Our wreaths are created by employees, both by our landscaping team, but also each of the trade shops work together to create their own wreath that really harkens to the essence of what that trade means. And that walking tour really can kind of help guests explore the modern Williamsburg community and its connections to the past.
Wow.
Yes.
You got the connections to the past is, kind of informing people of the future, what the past was and what the truth was. Is there anything that you would like to let folks know why they want to come here and why it's so important, really quick?
So Colonial Williamsburg is an amazing opportunity to explore, again, this town at the precipice of the American Revolution and what that has to hold about where we are as an American society today, especially as we get to 2026 and the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence.
So exciting.
Well, thank you so much, Nathan. We certainly appreciate all the extra information, and we got a fun-filled, packed show for you guys today, so you don't want to miss any of it as we are celebrating Christmas, and we're going to take a step into the past with the Nation Builders. Stay right there. We're just getting started. Guys, welcome back to Living 757. As you can see, Williamsburg has a lot of history here. And right now I'm here with Cody Grant, okay? He actually portrays the character Conestoga, I believe I said it right, the great warrior of Chota with the Nation Builders. How you doing there, Cody?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate, first of all, you allowing me to look at myself in the mirror to make sure I'm good for this.
You got it. You got it. There's
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, there was a fun 18th century quote that says, Cherokee man will spend more time in front of a mirror than any other English dandy.
Well,
so, we're one and the same.
Well, you always got to make sure that you look nice, and and I love the jacket too. So tell me a little bit about the Great Builders.
So the Nation Builders.
Oh, the Nation Builders. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, no. So the Nation Builders are a group of folks here at Williamsburg that are focused on portraying a specific character. So while we have a number of characters in the city, you might meet them as one person in the morning and another person in the afternoon. But if you meet with somebody portraying George Washington, right, that's going to be kind of their main focus. So the Nation Builders are structured around doing the research and studying to bring to life a specific person of the past.
Gotcha. And you also portray other characters as well. So how did you use, I guess, the experience of doing your research to be the character of Conestoga?
So one of the characters that I used to portray previously was a man named Charles Murphy. So he was a Cherokee man who attended the Brafton Indian School over here at the College of William and Mary. And a lot of the research that I have for Conestoga came from Williamsburg and my study and research, but a lot of it also comes from my own community of the Eastern Band Cherokee Indians, in which I live there and work there, a lot of our historical sites and museums. And so a lot of the kind of candor or presentation of a Conestoga, I have to say, a lot of the credit goes to the community back home.
Wow. You know, and I would assume that it allows you to really hone in on the character because of what it means to you guys. Is that correct?
I would say certainly so. So in the instance that we're thinking about portraying the character of Conestoga, there is an 18th century kind of historical presence that we want to present, but we also want to be aware that you're being a representative for a modern day American Indian community still today.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to visitors asking you guys questions about the different programs that you also are a part of, did the questions change during this time of year?
Absolutely. So around any of the holidays you can think of as guests come to Williamsburg, they're very interested in how that connects to their kind of daily lives and lifestyles. And so the notions of, well, how do you celebrate Christmas or family or anniversaries? That's definitely something that comes up in conversation.
Wow. So how can a visitor find out the type of programs that you guys have, just so they can experience it?
Certainly. Many of the programs that we have are available online through the Colonial Williamsburg website. So you can go on there, get the maps, the schedules of the times. And so throughout the seasons of the spring, the summer, and the fall, scheduling does change. So if you come throughout the year, you're definitely liable to catch something different.
Liable to catch something different, including you being in multiple characters, right?
No. So for myself, I just have recently transitioned into the Nation Builders. So my main focus of a character presentation is specifically drawn to Conestoga now.
Wow. Well, you know, I have to say, with my jacket, I thought I had myself together. I need this jacket. Is this much more comfortable than mine?
I would give it to you if it was mine to give away.
Well, because it's not, I'm just going to, just borrow it from your closet, okay, and everything is cool.
Absolutely. You're more than welcome.
See,
anytime.
and now I've become a great warrior myself, right? Yeah. So thank you so much, Cody, because this information is very, very good for people to know. You guys got to come out and experience it yourself. Now, one thing that I will say is there's a talk of the town, and we need to know what that talk of the town is about. Patricia and Ashley has that for us.
So Patricia and I are here with this gentleman. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Certainement. Permettez-moi de me présenter. Je suis général Jean-Baptiste Donatien de Williamsburg, le comte de Rochambeau, le général en chef de l'armée française ici aux États-Unis d'Amérique sous les ordres du général Washington. Enchanté, mesdames.
And my name is Patricia Ávila y también soy una de las presentadoras de Living 357.
Merci. Now, I tried to say his name before we got started, and it was really, really bad. So I just let him introduce himself. But I will take it from here. This is Mark Schneider. He plays a nation builder here at Colonial Williamsburg for their Talk of the Town tours. Mark, can you tell us what a nation builder is?
Absolutely. A nation builder is somebody in Colonial Williamsburg who's going to immerse themselves into their character from the 18th century. So they're not only an actor, but they're also a historian, equally so. And with research and with putting themselves in the 18th century world, whether it's the use of dancing or riding on horseback, fencing, they become that character. So when guests will come to Colonial Williamsburg, they can meet these different nation builders. And of course, there are some very famous people of the past, like George Washington or Martha Washington, the Marquis de Lafayette, James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, but also some lesser known characters in which you can learn about all aspects of life in the 18th century here in Williamsburg.
And who is your character?
Well, I, for this particular program, am portraying General Rochambeau. So his full name was Jean-Baptiste dans l'ancienne rumeur, le Comte de Rochambeau. He was commander of all French forces here in North America. And he helped General Washington win the siege of Yorktown, which is about 12 miles from where we are right now. And he stayed in Williamsburg for over 6 months, a little lesser known fact. And that helps us to tell his story as well.
I love it. And actually, what a great experience to learn something about history and going back to the past. So what is actually Talk of the Town tours, and what can visitors expect when they do the tour?
The Talk of the Town tours are utilizing a nation builder or another character from the past if they're not part of the nation builder department, and they will take you on a tour of the city that they knew back in the 18th century. So as I mentioned a little bit about General Rochambeau, he was here from November through June of 1782, and the bulk of the French army were there as well. So when you go on my tour, for example, at about 45 minutes, you'll go to some of the buildings that he stayed in, some of the places that he had experiences in, such as the George Wythe House that served as a headquarters, the Peyton Randolph House that also served as a headquarters, and all the while we're telling a story, a little bit about ourselves, our characters, who they were, a little bit about Christmas as well.
Yes.
Someone like Rochambeau, of course, is not going to have all of the same Christmas traditions that maybe you get to enjoy today. But I can give a little history lesson about some of the traditions in France in 1781 and how they might be similar or they might be a little bit different. For example, the Christmas tree, of course, does not come to America until the 1820s.
Wow.
But
I didn't
there
know
was
that.
a Christmas tree in
So
the
how
East.
they celebrate back in that time?
With many other traditions.
a
Usually,
little tree?
yes, Advent was usually a season in which you're not going to be celebrating so much, but rather you're going to reflect upon the importance of the holiday. And then when the Christmas day will come, you go to some sort of church service, and then in France they had the Réveillon. And the Réveillon, I think you would all love to go to. It was a big party. And you have the delicacies of the region, you enjoy good food, the bûche de Noël, and of course you can't have a celebration without champagne.
Oh, you just said our magic word. Now, what better way to learn about history than to be immersed in it with someone who knows so much about it? If someone is coming to visit Colonial Williamsburg, how can they experience one of these Talk of the Town tours?
Great question. So if you come to Colonial Williamsburg and would like to experience a Talk of the Town, and they're not all the same, they're all from different perspectives of different characters. So you can inquire at our ticket outlets here, the Visitor Center, the Greenhouse ticket office, or you can simply look online and find out what time these programs are taking place and who the characters might be, so you can enjoy your experience. And you even have the capability of enjoying many different experiences from these different characters and different perspectives from the past.
And these tours don't just happen around the holidays, do they? They happen year-round?
We do have walking tours with a nation builder and with other characters that you can immerse yourself in the 18th century from their perspective in the summer and the fall. But these are a bit more specific to the season, so you can get that Christmas feel, or that holiday feel, rather.
The spirit of the holidays.
The spirit of the holidays. The Joyeux Noël et Bonne Année, the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
I love that. So now, Mark, just going more deep, like experiences that you have. What is your favorite holiday, and also, or maybe a fact that you can share with all the visitors?
Wonderful question. So for me, Mark, and some of my holiday experiences here in Williamsburg, naturally, this time of year is my favorite. We have the grand illuminations, more than one of them. We have a lot of holiday programming. The weather is usually, for me at least, the most perfect of the year, not so hot and humid. But I love being able to tell this particular story about Rochambeau. Because Rochambeau came to America, he brought the French army with him, he helped us win at Yorktown, and helped to win the American Revolution. So telling the story of this particular character, I think is really enlightening to a lot of people. Believe it or not, right here in Williamsburg, it was ordered by the King of France, Louis XVI, and of course you know Marie Antoinette, his queen, that there would be a holiday celebration in honor of the victory at Yorktown on the 15th of December. So in every town, kingdom in France.
So much to learn.
Exactly. So they had one right here in Williamsburg. And when I tell people that there were fireworks and a ball and a feast, it's really surprising, but I think that's what it's all about.
I think we're gonna have to invite everyone to come to Colonial Williamsburg and learn more. Thank you so much, Mar, because we have a great experience right now with you. So now, Ashley, coming up next, we're gonna learn all about Fugitive Christmas. Stay with us. To Living 757 to our Christmas show here from Colonial Williamsburg. Now with me I have Nat Leslie and Willie Wright. They're two of the actors from A Fugitive Christmas Play. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks for having us.
So happy to have you guys. So can you tell me something about what is the Fugitive Christmas Play?
Well, this is a play that Willie and I wrote about two men who really lived in the 18th century.
Okay.
One was a white indentured servant, and the other was an enslaved Afro-Virginian. And they got together and ran to take up freedom from Lord Dunmore. So he was the royal governor, he was having a bad time. And so he could beat the rebels, fight against George Washington's guys. What he did is he offered all the indentured servants and all the enslaved folks freedom if they would take up arms for his cause.
Wow, what a great story to put it together. So what inspired you to come up with this play?
Well, first of all, I've been working with Nat for a few years. He's a master improvisationalist. And two, I wanted to kill some myths. A lot of people believe that Black people in the 18th century were not allowed to read by law. Not true. There's a brave school on the William Mary campus that specialized in just that in the 18th century. And also to show that Black people and white people in the 18th century weren't always at each other's throats. They had relationships, they had friendships, and sometimes a little bit more than that. Yeah.
I love that you guys combine this idea together and you can play here. Is this all year long in Colonial Williamsburg or just for the holiday seasons?
It's just for the holiday season, so it's going to be running every Tuesday and Saturday from now until December 27th at 11 o'clock.
And what else you can tell me about this program?
Well, a lot of people don't know what fueled it. There was a document in November of '75 issued by the last royal governor, Lord Dunmore, and it's called Dunmore's Proclamation. So he welcomed indentured servants and enslaved people belonging to American masters to come and join the fight and get their freedom. And did they get their freedom? I'm glad you asked. Yes, they did get their freedom.
Yes. So let's talk about you guys, your background. Can you just tell me a little bit? You guys play, of course, here in Colonial Williamsburg, but you've been doing this for how long?
I've been here for about 13 years.
Oh, wow.
I've been doing the acting for 10 years. I kind of fell into it as a hobby back in the early thousands, and I liked it more and more. I have a background in history, so if you like history and you like acting, this is the place to be.
How about you? What is your background?
Background, came here as a plumber.
Really?
Yeah. And,
Wow.
I auditioned, couldn't act a bit, but I could rap, right? So I rapped.
That is a good combination.
Yeah, so I rapped and I got the job, but the big purpose was here to put a human face on enslaved people. Because Washington had 316 slaves. Most can't name 2. So I'm here to put a human face on it and let them know that we're human and we have stories to tell.
I love your passion. I can see, I can feel it. So what other plays you have during the year here in Colonial Williamsburg? What other programs?
We've got one coming up on the 27th called A Soldier's Christmas. And this is about a guy named James Innes, who's a military guy around here, and about his life and how the revolution changed him. Also deals with PTSD and things like that, just coming home after war, that sort of stuff.
I love that. And when can people find all that information about those plays?
ColonialWilliamsburg.org should have everything you need.
So that is great. Well, thank you so much. Tell me now. I know you want to say something. Say it.
Yeah.
Say it.
Yes. There's also a program that I'm doing portraying America's Western in February. He's my 4 times great grandfather.
Oh,
He got
wow.
his freedom as a contraband on Fort Monroe. So I get to portray him for February.
Oh, wow.
Taste
I
of
love
Freedom.
that.
Come see it.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's also in colonialwilliamsburg.com,
Yes, indeed,
right?
at the Hennage Auditorium.
Perfect. So you hear it all. You have all the information. So we invite everyone to check the website. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us today, and happy holidays.
Thank you. Hope you have a great
You
holiday.
have a good holiday as well.
Thank you so much. And now, early in the morning, we have a chance to go behind the scenes tour with Ashley and Quincy.
Okay, so Ash, we are in the presence of probably one of the most passionate people right here in Colonial Williamsburg. She is the supervisor of the Peyton Randolph House. Welcome to the show, Janice Kennedy. How are you doing, young lady?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, we are so happy to have you here. Tell us and tell the viewers about what they will see, because there's a reason why you're the most passionate person when it comes to these tours here.
Well, my reason is I was born here, so I'm home. I've always been home. My family has always been here. We've traced them back to the early 1700s, late 1600s.
Wow.
And so this is not just a story, this is my story.
Wow.
And my story is mixed in with the gentry, the middling story, the lower class, the Native Americans. Everybody that was here was part of my story.
Right, and what's the exact name of the tour?
It's called Freedom's Paradox.
Freedom's Paradox. Okay.
When someone is going on a Freedom's Paradox tour, what can they expect to learn?
They can expect to learn the truth. It's going to be some uncomfortable moments, some comfortable moments. It's going to be some things that evoke thoughts, make you look at what you've known about yourself, your foundation, your history, and make you kind of wonder about it. Make you think again, that critical thinking. So you get to hear not just one perspective, but everybody's perspective, because there are many cultures of people here.
Right.
Wow. So with it being, the holidays and Christmas, can you give us an idea of what, enslaved Blacks experienced during the holidays?
Well, enslaved means what? You're someone's property, chattel property, movable property, and money. But these people are working, and so they make things happen. So they're like caterers before the party, during the party, and after the party. So when you come to the Williamsburg during the holidays in the 18th century, the capital city, there's lots of entertainment, family reunions, baptisms, christenings, all marriages. Jefferson and Washington both got married this time of year.
Wow.
And so that means they're bringing their enslaved with them. They're hiring out people in addition for parties that they're going to have here. There are balls here. So all types of festivities. And that means more work, and more work for the enslaved. But it also is a time where enslaved folks are thinking about freedom. Whose freedom? Where freedom is, how to take freedom, how to just have time to look from right, left, or have an expression on your face that doesn't threaten someone else, or be able to live in your fullness.
And that's interesting too, because I know that during these times there were also free Blacks, and then there were those that were enslaved. So you made a point about there were the ones that were free, and then there were the ones that were looking for freedom.
Well, you got to look at the complexities of using the term free, because if you're a free Black, you have to have papers that show that you're on the register. So how free are you when someone knows where you are, who you are, and how many you are? And you have to get your freedom papers renewed. What happens if you lose those papers or can't renew them? If you're enslaved, you have a pass. So there are just as many laws in the books for free Blacks as there are for the enslaved, and they don't really want the free Blacks and enslaved to even interact with each other.
So it's more like free, quotes.
Exactly.
Something you said when you were giving us a tour earlier, and you also mentioned it here, was that people used the enslaved to pay their taxes. Can you give a little bit of insight to that? Because that was shocking to me.
Well, folks tend to look at the houses and the carriages and the fine fancy dresses and the rare breed horses and the land and think, oh, these people are really, really wealthy. And those things do indicate wealth. But you have none of that, or I'll say a small majority might have had that. But most people didn't get that until they had that human property. And when you're human property, they own you from the cradle to the grave and beyond. They own you when you're in vitro, in the womb, okay? You're someone's property and your value. They own your organs when you're gone and they sell them. And that's something that took place up until 1965, an hour away from here in Richmond, Virginia. And it still happens today. But if you're enslaved, a person can mortgage you. Jefferson did that. They can put you in a lottery. Washington did that. They can pay their taxes with you, give you away as a wedding present, Christmas present, gamble with you, breed you by force of choice, put you in a will as inheritance. So that's money.
Wow. Well, just a small bit of what the real history is right here in Virginia in the 757, and you guys got to come. How can people come get more information about the tour?
Just come to Colonial Williamsburg, buy a ticket, and you're going to be able to take any tour you want. We've got walking tours, we've got decoration tours, we have the Freedom's Paradox tour that talks about the complexities and the paradoxes of freedom and slavery walking hand in hand at the same time. You buy a ticket and you're on your way.
You got it, on your way.
And the tour takes place year round.
Tour takes place every day.
Perfect. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Janice, for all this
Pleasure.
information. Now we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we are talking Colonial Williamsburg Christmas decor, and we're firing some muskets. We'll be right back with the coolest show in town. Back to Living 757's Christmas episode here at beautiful Colonial Williamsburg. I'm here with Joanne Chapman, and she is the Director of Landscape here at Colonial Williamsburg. First of all, thank you so much for having us here. It's gorgeous.
It is, and I'm happy that you're here.
I'm happy to be here. This smells amazing. It smells like a Christmas tree. Can you tell us how the Williamsburg style of wreaths came to be, and what exactly is it?
Well, really, the Williamsburg style includes fresh fruit, also with all these other elements, dried materials that would have been recognized by the colonists that lived in the city. Here at Colonial Williamsburg, we use these beautiful double-sided wreaths. All of these wreaths are constructed with a clamp machine, and we don't want to have any of the metal on the backside of the wreath because they can scratch the doors. So we use these beautiful double-sided Fraser fir wreaths.
And everything is real, it's all natural.
It's all natural, it's all real. There's nothing faux or fake used on our wreaths.
And I grew up in the area, and my mom always used this kind of stuff in her fresh decor. Now I know exactly where she got it. She stole it from Colonial Williamsburg. Now, if you had to guess, how many wreaths do you make a year here at Colonial Williamsburg?
I tell you, this is so many times I get this question, and we don't know exactly for sure. About 175 buildings are decorated in the historic area. About 65 of those are done by the residents, because that's a responsibility of a resident that lives in the historic area to at least put a green wreath on their door.
Okay.
But many of them, as you'll see if you walk around, they really get into the decorating.
Yeah.
About 15 of our trades also decided to decorate their trade shops this year.
Okay.
And then the rest is done by the landscape department. So 175 buildings, but they don't all just have one wreath. Many of them have 2 or 3 wreaths. They might have a piece up in the transom.
I'm afraid
might-
to know how many wreaths this is.
I mean, so it's hundreds, honestly, by the end, or little window decorations, or it's at least 200 wreaths. I can
Okay.
honestly say that.
At
but
least
additional
200.
decorations as well.
Now, how long does each one take? I'm almost afraid to ask because 200 wreaths times however long this beautiful creation took, that's a lot of time.
Well, and that depends on the design, each designer and what they decide to put on the wreath. But the decorating process, we begin in October.
Okay.
And so you'll also see some wreaths out in the historic area that are designed with primarily dried materials. And we start making those in October.
Okay.
And then we start making the fresh in the beginning of November. So this is many weeks to get the decorations prepared for
Right.
the historic area. And then they stay up. They're going to stay up through January 1st. So every day they're inspected and we refresh the materials because sometimes we have uninvited guests like squirrels.
Yep.
Birds that want, they like the fruit too.
Right.
So those items get replaced
Okay.
throughout the season.
Good to know. Now, if someone is watching and they want to know how to make a wreath, is there a way that you all teach people how to do this when they come visit here at Colonial Williamsburg?
Absolutely. We have wreath decorating workshops that are really popular. I
Okay.
think we're doing 10 this year, and they're very popular. We also have other workshops, a little mug decorating workshop, a candle decorating workshop, or we also have wreath decoration tours. They're walking tours with tour guides that know all about the materials, and they go from building to building and they talk about the decorations that are on the building. And or you can just grab a cider and a hot chocolate and walk the streets with the
Cider and hot
historic
chocolate
area
sound great to me.
and just view all the beautiful decorations.
Now, if somebody does one of the wreath workshops, do they get to take their work home?
Absolutely. Yes.
Sign me up.
Yes.
Now, I see you have some stuff here. Can we add a few things to this wreath before we get out of here?
I can talk about how we do it. We can do a little bit here.
Okay.
These, I brought along some of the items that are also very sort of iconic to Colonial Williamsburg decorations, these little miniature pineapples. This is an Osage orange.
Okay.
And then these little lady apples.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah. So you'll see them on a lot of our decorations.
All right.
And here, so this yarrow, we use a lot of dried flowers also. I'm going to show you how it gets onto this pick.
All right, quickly, because we're almost out of time here.
Okay, well, how about if we just do this? This needs to be wrapped with this tape to keep the water moisture from wicking up this dried flower. Well, I'm getting into too much detail, but anyway.
It's okay. It looks beautiful. Do you just stick it in there?
Yes, exactly. We want to get to the core. I talked about that center core there, and we want to feel the resistance that I'm getting right now, and get it in nice and tight in there.
So you know it's not going anywhere.
It's not going to go anywhere, right? All of our decorations are handled a lot, so we want the decorations in there tight.
Well, thank you so much for showing me this. I now want to sign up for one of your wreath workshops.
We'd love to have you.
Do you hear that?
What is that?
Sounds like musket fire?
Fire!
Thank you, Ashley. Now, Quincy, we are getting to the spirit of 1776 here at Colonial Williamsburg, and firearms were commonly used at the Revolutionary War. And we want to learn more about this, so let's welcome Alex Arnold. How are you?
Hey guys.
Hey, so
Look at that.
Patricia, Ashley, and I, we were riding around here and we were hearing these loud booms. So it's coming from this,
Dad.
and that's a little dangerous. Like you got a knife sticking
Oh
up.
yeah. So the bayonet basically takes your musket, turns it into a spear. These are a little bit different. These are what are called triangular bayonets. They've got 3 sides to them.
Yeah.
They are only intended for stabbing,
Clearly.
but for the most part, this is used to scare people. You can imagine being worn out on a battlefield from being fired at and getting shot at, and then you see 300 people my size running at you, screaming their heads
coming
off,
at this and ooh.
ready to stab you.
Wow.
Should hopefully be enough to get you to turn around and go the opposite direction.
Done.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
good.
that scares me. Alex, what role did the muskets play during the holidays in the 18th century?
Sure. Well, whether it be holy days, Christmas celebrations, Independence Day celebrations, any celebration, humans have always had a penchant for wanting to blow things up to celebrate. That is true in the 18th century especially, and you would have seen muskets utilized a lot in various ways, shapes, and forms, whether it be through civilians firing their guns off in celebration of something, or the military offering structured firings to celebrate something.
Wow. So I gotta ask. Okay, you got this gun here, this musket.
Musket.
Show us how you would. I mean, because
How it works.
how fast can you take someone out with a musket?
The expectation for a trained soldier in the 18th century is that on average, you can get a shot off every 20 seconds or so.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm gone.
He said
I'm
between 15 and 20 seconds, but if you can just do a short demo
Of
how
course.
that works, for me it will take, I don't know, 30 minutes.
The musket is many things. It
Okay.
is inaccurate, it is heavy, but most importantly, it is efficient. It is
Okay.
designed to fire a lot of ammunition very quickly.
Okay.
wow.
So here we go. You're being attacked, and now you have to strike back.
Right, so that all begins with a paper cartridge.
So okay.
This is your measure of gunpowder,
Okay.
and on the end there is the musket
And they
ball.
come like this. They're already prepared.
Already prepared.
So
Okay.
is it true you go there?
No.
Bite it open.
Oh, you do bite it
You
open.
do bite it
Oh
open.
my God, you do?
Yes. Yes, I have ingested more gunpowder than is advisable for most people.
Don't do that at home.
Bite it open. Yeah, don't do it at home. Bite it open, and you're going to pour a little bit of gunpowder into a priming pan and shut it. Now, these muskets are flintlocks.
Okay.
And people often ask, well, is that a flintlock? And I answer, pretty much any gun you find by the late 18th century is a flintlock. And all that means is the firing mechanism on the side operates with this piece of flint
Okay.
striking this piece of steel to generate a spark.
Done. Did you
you
catch
see
that
that?
spark? Yes, I saw it.
When the spark falls into the priming powder, it'll ignite, which sends a small jet of flame through a little vent hole in the side of the gun, and that ignites the rest of the charge that you dump down the muzzle.
Oh, wow.
Insert the paper with its bullet. You would then draw your ramrod. Got to make sure it's all packed in nice and tight, so you pack the charge.
Right.
Take the rammer out again so you don't shoot it across the battlefield, which happens more than you think.
Oh, wow.
And once the ramrod has been returned, you're ready to shoot.
And by that time, I'm dead. Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, the fortunate thing here for you as a soldier in the 18th century is the other guy has the same thing.
problem.
So, oh yes, they have the same, but I think they work together like two people doing this.
Exactly.
Like someone maybe put some part and the other one do the other part.
The most common firing system is called the platoon fire. Break a company of 100 men down into several platoons.
Okay.
One platoon fires, then the next, so someone's always loaded, someone's always firing, and someone's always reloading.
So really quick, you guys do demonstrations, and what's the minimum age a person can participate?
So we do drill programs with military programs where people can come and they can drill with us during our spring and summer and fall seasons. We also have our musket range where people can go out and actually fire one of these muskets with live ammunition.
Okay.
I believe the minimum age is 14 to 16, but if you check our website, you can find out for sure.
Yeah, I think it's 14 years old.
Yep. But if you come by the Guardhouse and magazine, we can tell you all about muskets, their history, and military history in general.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I just see how heavy?
Of course you can.
Okay.
All right.
10 and a
You
half
can take us to
pounds.
break.
All right, yeah. While Patricia's, don't point it at anybody else. Patricia, look, we got so much fun left on this show. Just because we're not in the studio doesn't mean we can't have music, right, Patricia?
Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to say she's not listening to me. She's getting ready for more fun and mischief. Up next, stick around. It's still the coolest show in town during
Yes.
Christmas time.
Quincy, look, it's taller than me. Welcome back to Living 757. Christmas is time for family and friends to get together and celebrate and tell stories, listen music as we celebrate the spirit of the season. To learn more about this tradition here at Colonial Williamsburg, let's welcome Alex Morse. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you all for having me. This is exciting.
We're so excited too.
Thanks for hanging out.
I appreciate you dressing up for the occasion too.
Well,
This
I
is
know. I heard it was formal, so I would dress up.
So I gotta ask you because we'll see the performance later. You have this thing called what was it something in mischief?
Music
and
mischief.
Okay, so it sounds like a lot of entertainment, but a lot of trouble. Like, explain this.
It's exactly what it is.
That's what we are too.
I know, right? I feel like we're in spirits here. We are a theater company filled with musicians and actors, and we thought it'd be really fun just to put together what they used to do in the colonial times, which is during Christmas time, they would get together and drink and have fun and play music and tell stories. And so we just created a show for guests here at Williamsburg to do that very thing. And there's actually a couple different versions, so you never know which one you're going to get when you get here. The point is it's stories, it's fun, and we can get in a little trouble if you will.
So
I like all of that.
So
Do
we're
you need an
allowed to
extra?
have that fun.
Oh
and
my
let
gosh,
us-
yes. What's Christmas without that?
Exactly, right?
So-
So, Alex, what is the Jack Brook Theater and where the visitors can find it?
Sure. Jugbrooke Theater is a small professional theater company within the museum. We were founded back in 2016 to do family entertainment, family theater, if you will. So we play music and do theater 6 days a week for the season. We are at the Playhouse Stage. In that, we do 3 shows a day. So you can find us Monday through Saturday.
Wow.
Now, are these family-friendly shows? I know you mentioned mischief.
They're as family as can be, as we can do.
That sounds like our show.
What that means is they're 20 minutes, so your attention span is not bad, and you can come and have fun with us.
Perfect. Now, what kind of programming do you all do year-round?
Well, we do holiday programming now, of course. Next year, we got a whole spring season coming. We do things for Women's History Month. We tell 18th century stories using 18th century theater and music practices for modern audiences, is basically what we do. And the schedules kind of vary throughout the year, but basically it's at least twice a day, 6 days a week.
Well, so I gotta ask, how
A lot
popular?
of original programming.
A lot of original programming. Okay, so how popular was music and entertainment, well, music in the theaters back in the 1800s?
It was incredibly important to the community. Williamsburg had the first playhouse built in British North America. The first night of professional theater from London to America came to Williamsburg, Virginia in 1752. Music, just speaking language was musical. So just put that in with tunes and melodies, instruments of fiddles and flutes and banjars. All levels of society are singing and dancing of some sort in that, from the enslaved to the free.
A lot of
in
history.
A lot of history here for that. A lot of fun history for that.
Yes, and I feel like today I learned a lot. Like during the whole program, the music and historical, it was amazing. So how can people find all these plays and performances on the website?
Absolutely. Colonialwinsburg.org. You can find it there. You can find it on there's a Facebook page. We have a multimedia, social media through our museum. You can also find us on an app. We have a Colonial Williamsburg app in that, or you can look up Come to the Visitor Center, Come Here. Is really one of the best ways to do that.
Alex, something's a little bit off. This is the history of Williamsburg. Y'all had the access of the internet? I mean,
we did.
You should be sitting
Okay, here it is. It's the electrical fire through the ether. That's how you would have said it in old time.
So great, man. We certainly do appreciate you guys, and thanks for what we're about to see here shortly. But like, I had fun today, ladies. Did y'all?
Yes,
I
had so much fun.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Well, thank you again, Alex.
Thank you.
You guys,
Happy holidays.
Yes, happy
Happy holidays.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got the green and the red. And
I did.
everything.
I have it read too.
Yeah, we are all
Trying
in
to
the
match her.
holiday spirit. You guys, be sure to follow us. Make sure that you're being safe during the holidays. Make sure that you enjoy the Christmas and the wrappings of the gifts and unwrappings of the gifts.
And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and also on TikTok under Living757.
Absolutely. And if you have any ideas for the show, as always, make sure you send them via email to share@living757.com. From all of us here at Living 757, from our family to your family, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Yes, Merry
We
Christmas.
leave you with the amazing music and mischief from Colonial Williamsburg. Enjoy.
Here we come a-wassailing among the leaves so green. Here we come a-wandering so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you your wassail too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year. We are not daily beggars that beg from door to door. We are neighbors' children that you have seen before. Love and joy come to you, and to you your wassail too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year. Quiet all or waken Jesus, quiet all and whisper low. Silence all and gather around him, talk and noise, but waken Jesus. Hush, hush, quietly now he slumbers. Hush, hush, quietly now he sleeps. Softly creep in the little crude stable, softly just for one moment calm. Catch one glimpse of the tiny child Jesus, tender his brow, his cheeks are rosy. Hush, hush, quietly now he slumbers. Hush, hush, quietly now he sleeps. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Draw the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, fa la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing be joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la.